A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumwear, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings, wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges, ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night, watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need the asking price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless, King.
What is going on, people? Let me get my lovely face on screen. What's going on, everybody? Mike Seville, your real estate guy here in Palm Beach County, Florida. Let me close. I have two young men. I'm not going to be long because I just bought groceries and they go to town. I don't know if you all have this issue. You all tell me if you have this issue. Is that every time you go to the fridge to get something, there's a pair of eyes on you. Like, what is this guy getting? What is he going to have? I mean, these kids put me on a diet, but love them to death. All right, guys. Mike Seville, your real estate guy here in South Florida. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Let me not forget that. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Definitely want to give honor and respect to, those that came before us. Obviously, he's a legend. Man, last name was King, man. King of Civil Rights. So shouts out to him and all those that came before us. But today we definitely celebrate him. It's January 16th, 2023. Our second or third week into the new year. I'm hoping everyone is doing well, doing fine. I hope we're staying safe, and I hope we're making a little bit of money. How about that? Let me get some quick housekeeping, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. That's the oxygen. I do appreciate you all who do shout me out, who do say that you're checking me out, watching me, etc. And I'm going to keep on doing this. There's a bigger goal in mind. There's a bigger vision in mind. So as long as I have that vision and that goal in mind, I'm going to keep doing it anyways. But it does help when you all like, subscribe. You subscribe, you share, depending on what platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell. This is what it takes. You'll see me here every Monday, right around 9 o'clock is when I drop the episode. Of course, on Wednesdays, check out my brother from another mother, the Tenacity Foundation, Mr. Joel Simmons. Joel is fired up this year. Joe came into the new year rolling. I'm getting these 6:45 a.m. calls, text messages. He's excited. So I'm looking forward to see what it is that he does this year in his business. And with the Tenacity Foundation, we do have a speaking engagement, I believe, at the end of this month. I'll keep you guys abreast of the information as I have it. We'll be doing something in Rivera Beach. So check that out. Check out the programs he has going on in Rivera Beach as well. Of course, on Fridays, we do Community Beacon. Don't forget Community Beacon. Last week was fire. Last week was fire. So check out Community Beacon. We were rolling. We were rolling last week. The rest of the episodes are going to be awesome for this month. Check it out, man. We are, Joel has definitely kicked it up a notch. And I don't know how he does it because he was already fired up before the year started. Now he's kicking it back up to another notch. So excited to see that. Let me stop for a second because it's funny. Because it's like 6:45 in the morning. I'm in heavy meditation and introspection mode. But when the brother texts me, brother, you got a few minutes, I always take time out to talk with the brother, although it is only for a few minutes. And I come on the call and I'm just like, yeah, hey, how you doing, brother? He's like, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? I'm just like, Jesus. You can't help but get fired up with the brother. So shouts out to brother Joel. Man, I love having these people in my life, man. You got to take time out to be grateful for the people that you have around you, your positive influences, people that really have your, they don't want anything from you, although I provide value. That's, absolutely. But, just having your best their intentions are just to see you at your best, right? I mean, even if it may hurt them in regards to the value that I could provide them, when they're saying like, this guy just has my best interest in mind. I got friends around me who aren't afraid to tell me, Mike, you're wrong. Like, I mean, there's no yes men in this thing. Sometimes I tell them that y'all need to stop encouraging me because I can get out of hand. All right. Let's get into some real estate news real quick. I mean, I don't even think it makes sense for me to pull up. I'm going to do it anyways. But we're going to talk a little really quickly about mortgage rates and exactly what that means to us, because we've been seeing these different headlines for a while. We're getting all kinds of crazy headlines. The news loves it. I mean, if it bleeds, it leads. Is that what it is? I think that's what the term is. So always attempting to find something crazy going on, which is interesting because why don't they just say, listen, this is about where rates should be, between, I would say between 4.5% and 6.5% is just what rates should be. That's a wide range, 2%, but right around 5.5%. That's what regular rates are. Like we had 2-3% rates. If you were dealing with what's the bank called? First Bank. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me. There was a bank here in Florida that for certain areas, and these were nice areas. I'm talking about Delray, downtown, West Palm, like in the midst of everything that's going on, you were able to get rates as low as 2.4%. 2.4%. I had a client that got was right around 2.3, 2.4%. Insane rates for your primary residence. And now we're not. It's no longer insane. 2014 to 2020, you could have cleaned up. Things were cheap and interest rates were cheap. They were giving money away. Now we're going back to these regular rates. And the rates are just kind of chaotic. 1 week you're close to 7. 1 week you dip below 5.9. Now you're settling at right around, what does it say? Fell to 6.33. So people are nervous about these different mortgage rates going up and down. It is what it is, people. So what does that mean to you? I think things just have to stabilize in regards to like where we're going to settle at, and we're going to see that. I believe we'll see that in the next, by about April, right in time for spring. So up until then, which I went back and I looked at our inventory, we're right around 33,000. Let me make sure I'm right. 31,000, excuse me. And that's been that way for about 2 months now. So we're seeing as many homes that are leaving the market. There's that much homes coming back on the market. Look, in the last 24 hours, there were 1,596 new listings in the MLS. So, that's where we're at with it. So those that are nervous and those that, sometimes people just have to wait, right? Like people are waiting on someone else to do it or someone else to tell them. I think people do. I kicked myself out of the studio. My apologies. So people are waiting for their own time. So, when you're ready, you guys know who to call. Mike Seville, your real estate guy here in Northern Palm Beach County. And I'm really going to niche down. I'm doing these episodes and I'm looking at people and I'm had some good conversations in regards to business. And I'm really going to niche down. Right now, I'm Northern Palm Beach County and I might niche down a lot more than that. Like I might just start dealing with off-market properties all within themselves because I think there's a huge market for that. A huge market going to be for foreclosures as well because a lot of people aren't going to catch up on. Let's see what this administration does. Let me slow down. Let's see what the administration does in regards to the banks because there's a lot of people who have not been paying their mortgages for years and they're not talking to the banks. They're not working out. They don't even know where to start. So we're going to see some interesting things coming in the next, I want to say 4 to 6 months. I don't think it's going to be a fire sale, but you're going to see people leaving their homes. So let's see what happens with that. So, so they might kick me out of Toastmasters now. I went from president of Toastmasters to sewing every second. Give me a needle. knit. I'm sewing. All right, let's go. Last week we spoke about customer acquisition. It was jam-packed. It might have been too much. If you all see me just laying out too much information, just say, Mike, it's too much. It's too much. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I got that. Because I don't want to lose too many people. But there's a lot. And here's the thing, because I have a coach. I mean, she's awesome. This lady is brilliant, talented. Herself was selling 150 homes, no team. It was her listing and selling homes. Didn't have an SOI, wasn't working off for referrals, just calling up people for sale by owners, which we call, it's low hanging fruit. And she was awesome. 150 homes a year by herself. I'm gonna give her husband some credit, but he was doing negotiating. He was handling all the other business. Her job was to go out, list homes, negotiate price reductions, and essentially pick up her check. So she's awesome. So the situation is that she's so good. She's like the Michael Jordan of what she does. It's hard to teach it. So all she can do is give you examples of it, right? So she gives you examples of this, of what it is that she does. And it's your job as a professional, it's my job as a professional to go back and listen. So I've listened to all of her information now, and I haven't even brushed the surface. Now, when I go back and listen to the first training that she's given, it's like, oh, that's why she says it. Oh, that's okay. So she talks like, oh, so you need to preface this. There's so many different techniques involved in it. You got to go back and listen. Go back and listen to my stuff, man. It will definitely help your business. I don't care what business you're in. There's just some foundational principles. So last week we spoke about customer acquisition. Today we're going to talk about customer experience. I'm not going to get crazy in depth. These are some things I have to work on. I was listening to Brad Lee one time, and he mentioned this, and I think this was such a gem that was dropped. I'm going to add something to it, of course, but this was such a gem that was dropped. He was talking about the customer experience, and so he said he used to tell people this: you can have it fast, you can have it cheap. He said good. I put great because I'm Mike. You can have it fast, you can have it cheap, or you can have it great, but you can't have all three. You only can have two. So do you want it fast and cheap? Do you want it fast and great? You're going to have to pay for that. Do you want it cheap and great? I don't even know those two things can go together. But, oh, yeah, they can. Yeah, think about it. You can get it cheap and great, but it'll take a long time for you to get it done. You got some construction guys out here who are artists. But what should take them 2-3 weeks takes them 6 months, 8 months, a year. I had some cabinets done. Well, I didn't have them done. My parents had some cabinets done. This guy was really good. I don't know if he was cheap, but let's say he was, because maybe he was, because it took him a long time. He was just giving people one thing. You're going to have it great. Did an excellent job with the cabinets. Those cabinets that should have been done in a week and a half, once you have the materials, I don't even think they're done now. And it's like 10, 15 years ago at that property. I think one of his partners called like 10 years later and was like, no, matter of fact, longer than 10 years later, Paul. It was more than 10 years later. So I was like, you pick two. And then I would also add to it all, you can add convenience, and I think you can give convenience for all of them. So maybe you can add convenience to the fast, cheap, and great. But people want convenience. People are giving their life away for convenience right now. They are signing over their rights. They are signing over everything. Might give you their firstborn for convenience. People give everywhere. Look, and that's what Amazon just makes things more and more convenient. Facebook makes things easier and easier. Like, that's what life is about right now. Like, how much easier can you make my life? So I would add convenience to those three. So when you think about your customer experience, think about this. Think about what it is you intend on doing. right? Because I think often with the customer experience, we kind of lose from the beginning because most people are on a race to the bottom with price. There's no limit to how cheap things can get. There's like no limit. So with me, just already mark off cheap, right? I'm taking cheap off. And then we can work on the fast and the great, and then making it even more and more convenient, right? So I think fast, great, and convenient are like the ways to go. Take cheap out of there, because once you start comparing with prices, you cannot win. There's always something that's going to be cheaper than you, or someone who's willing to be cheaper than you. And then that's when you bring out, and I need to have a whole diagram for this. You got the headache and you have the money line. In relationships, there's the headache and the love line. It works all the same way for me. So what's the headache and the money line? If you have a headache, a problem, a challenge that you need to solve, and you need to quantify it. I quantify my problems. So this is a $10,000 problem, right? Not bad, right? Anybody would want $10,000. How long is it going to take? Blah, blah, blah. I put all these numbers together in my mind. All right, it's about a $10,000 problem. That also includes the customer, because some customers are, it's an easy problem, but the customer is the issue. Like houses are really simple. It's communicating with the customer. Are you able to communicate? That's why you should always be working on your communication skills. But say you have a $10,000 problem, but you're only going to get paid $9,000. I would say don't take it, because you're losing out, right? That's why. So if it's like, so I'm not going to do it. You can have $1 million problem. Excuse me. Yeah, $1 million cash. They're willing to pay you $1 million, but it's $1 million and $5. Excuse me. Problem. Don't take it. It's not worth it, right? So you always want to make sure that money line is equal to or better than the headache line. Otherwise, it's really charity. You're really losing money when you think about it. When you think about it, you're losing money. I did not want to make this too long. I wanted to make this brief. Excuse me, but I did want to share that I am working with another show. It's called The Male Perspective. Let me pull it up real quick. I want you guys to go check it out. I think the full episode dropped last week, Friday. I'm working with a couple of guys. Go check it out on the YouTube channel, The Male Perspective. We're talking about some interesting topics. Last week, the entire episode that dropped was called What It Means to Be a Man. I feel like we talked about a lot more than that. We had some interesting concepts. Interesting, thought-provoking prompts and questions. And man, some of the guys were really good with their question and answers. So we had some really good guys on the panel, including myself. Here it is right here. This is what it looks like. You see myself, you see Pastor Jamie and Lovett, really good guy. And we had some really good conversations. So you guys check it out. I mean, and really, you got to think about the production. It was a lot better. Check us out, man. It was a really, really, really good episode. It's production. Big children does not play games. So what defines a man? Shouts out to that.
What is a man? Somebody who takes care of business.
Absolutely. I'm gonna stop it right there. So that really dope episode. Go check it out. Other than that, guys, I love you. I hope you guys are paying attention to what's going on. I hope you all are enjoying this Martin Luther King Day. If you took the day off, spent it with your family, spent it reflecting, thinking about how, we are where we are and the people that came before us to get us to make America even greater. This is one of the guys who made America greater. Shouts out to Martin Luther King, who put it all on the line, who sacrificed himself, honor given to honor where it's due, man. 1,000%. That is a great man. Great man. So appreciate that. Appreciate you all for checking in. Guys, each and every Monday, you know where I'm going to be. Hopefully you'll check me out. Let me know how you feel about the episode, some of the things I spoke about. And let's go back and forth. Let's have that conversation. I will see you next week. What it takes. Peace.
A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumware, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings, wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges, ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night, watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking the real estate, brother, I need to ask it price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless, King.